Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your day to check the video out. Much appreciated. And today I get a little special story I want to share with you guys. It's sort of the, well, it's actually the story that Aaron Martens told me about when he lost the world record bass, and also when he shook off an 18-pound bass. There's actually two stories I'm going to tell you guys, and I sort of wanted to relay these to you. I know, Aaron's been on my mind a lot. He's a great friend of mine. He's been on a lot of people's minds. He's going through some serious health challenges right now, and everybody's been thinking about him and wishing him well, and just thought everybody might enjoy this story here at the time. So anyway, hey, before we get started real quick, just wanted to do the weekly reminder that I'm giving, or actually offering memberships to the channel here. If you guys would like to help support the channel, what I'm doing here a little bit further, you can go to the About section on my YouTube page and just click on Intuitive Memberships, and it'll show you a couple different options of memberships. We're doing stuff like additional videos every week that aren't seen by the public, commercial free, access to my own personal email address for your personal fishing questions. And it's a great way to help out the channel if you guys would like what I'm doing here. Okay, so let's get into these stories here. I'm gonna tell you guys two stories that Aaron related to me that I thought were pretty incredible. The first one I'm gonna tell you about the 18-pounder he shook off, and the second one is about when he lost the world record. Now, the 18-pounder, Aaron, he grew up in Southern California, so he's fished out there around those giant bass lakes, when they were in their prime years ago. And he was telling me about a tournament he was practicing for on Clear Lake back when before it was famous, and it was just awesome over there. And he said that fish were on the beds, and he said this day before the practice, he could have had a 60-pound bag for 5 fish on his best 5. And he said he shook off this 18-pounder 2 or 3 times, and this fish was bedding at the base of a dock there. You'd look down and see the thing, and he'd pitch in there, and it ate it every time. Just the biggest bass he'd ever seen. And he had caught some in the past pushing 15 pounds. So he had a pretty good gauge of the size of it. So anyway, the night before the tournament, of course, it rained 6 inches, muddied the water up a little, pretty bad, I guess. And he went over and fished for that fish, and it just wouldn't bite. And he wound up catching 36 pounds that day for 5, and was completely bummed out by catching 36 pounds. So I thought that was pretty amazing. But the story about the world record, he was fishing on Lake Casitas in California. This had to have been back sometime in the 80s. And I guess it was this pretty nasty day out, and he was out in like a little water wagon, like the kind you paddle with your feet, throwing big swim baits out there. And anyway, I guess he's the only one on the lake, and he's out there in the paddle boat with the big swim bait throwing this thing. And he said he made a long cast, and at the end of that long cast, I guess the water just flushed out like a hood of a truck or something, just a giant, boil. And it's this giant bass that hit the swim bait at Casitas. And there'd been 20-pounders caught at Casitas before. So Aaron fights it, and he's fighting it, fights it, and gets it up right by the boat, and it comes by the boat a couple times, and he can see the thing. And he says, he guessed it at about 25 pounds, because he'd seen 20-pounders. Giant, maybe bigger. He said it was just unbelievable, 25-pound bass. So he said he gets it up by the water wagon, and he said he reaches down to lip it, and he's got his hand just within inches of the thing, and it twists off and comes off. 25-pounder, world record. So he was obviously bummed out about that, but I just thought those were, two pretty incredible stories. I mean, he's got a lot of stories, as much as the guy's fish, but he's been one of those guys that was fortunate to fish Southern California, back when it was in its heyday and its prime. So anyway, just wanted to relay that to you guys. Just a quick little story today. Hope everybody's doing good. And like I said, keep Aaron in your thoughts, and send him a lot of good vibes his way, because he's a really great dude, man. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. We'll check in later.